All right, well, let's move on to our next segment, and we always, Dana, we love to hear the headline of the month, and if you like to give us a headline that you see coming forth for Omaha, for Nebraska, for the Mid-American region, for the U.S., give an economic headline. What do you see coming? What do you think's going to...
The emphasis on North Downtown, I think the headline is new growth in hotel industry in Downtown Omaha.
Oh, that's a good one. And that's of course good for this area. And what it is, of course, is growth builds on growth.
Exactly.
I mean, in other words, nobody wants to go to a community that doesn't have, even though you may not go to the Children's Museum, you like the Children's Museum there. If you have the zoo, for example, and it rains on the day you bring your family to Omaha, you go to the Children's Museum. I mean, that portfolio approach.
We are growing as a destination, that's for sure, and there is an increased awareness, not only for corporate and convention travel, but for leisure travel. And the great thing about hotel growth is that it brings in new money, emphasis on the new.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's an economic driver for sure. As you know, every $1 multiplies into $2 for our economy here.
Oh, and that's for us, it's a beautiful thing.
Is there any one thing or any major industry that's helping to drive that demand for hotel accommodations in our community?
It's multifaceted. And I think if we were dependent upon one industry, I would be fearful. What is exciting about Omaha, and I think for the Midwest in general, is that we're becoming more diversified in the visitor that comes to Omaha. Like I said, it's not just convention. It's family reunions. It's corporate. It's national associations. It's Kansas City. Our visitation from Kansas City went up 31% last summer for leisure.
Wow. And then you've got, we may see the pink Cadillacs here again, the Mary Kay. That's a biggie. I don't know. They came a few years ago. I don't know if they're coming.
That was, in fact, Ernie. That's dating. That was our very first convention booked.
Well,
that's history. We would love to have them back.
Oh, yeah. Mary Kay is a great one.
And concerts and events here at the Quest Center. I know that more people see events here at the Quest Center than see events at Madison Square Garden each year. So that's pretty significant.
You're kidding. I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
Wow. Well, okay. All right. Well, let me give you my headline for the month. And again, I'm on the negative side with you this time, Tony. I'm concerned about the pigs. Now, what does that mean? The PIIGS. That's Portugal, Ireland, Italy, Greece, and Spain. One of those countries is going to restructure their debt in the next month, I think. We're going to have some restructuring. We will not call it a default, but that's huge news. I mean, that's huge. This sovereign debt, these overspending, is going to send a signal around the globe to Tony and me, like a good signal, like, hey, you've got to pull back on your spending, get control of your debt problems, right?
And for our own economy, and the global economy in general, I am concerned that it's a good message that they need to get their house in order and fix their balance sheet. At the same time, I'm afraid that it may erode the growing consumer confidence that we've seen so far.
How this is telegraphing back to the U.S. and to this part of the country is that they're afraid of Greek bonds. They're selling Greek bonds. Yields are gone up to junk yield status, 13%. That you're bailing out of Europe and you're buying into the U.S., so it's driving our bond prices up, yields down. Okay, so that's good for the bond investor. I don't know how long this is going to take, how long it's going to take to unwind, but right now the bond markets, I've been very negative on it, but it's been pretty good because of this fear factor.
And Ernie, to piggyback on that, my headline would be, I see some major financial institutional reform coming down very quickly. I think that the government will move quickly to do that. I'm not sure that that's positive. Certainly there's some things that have been amiss in our marketplaces that need to be addressed, but I'm not sure that the government really has the expertise to step in and fix some of those things. And I'm more concerned than what the combination effect of these municipalities, of these countries, and their restructuring of their debt, and the changes and reforms in financial markets, what impact that has for the availability of capital for companies here in this
Getting
region.
that capital, IPO, GM's got an IPO sometime in our lifetime.